Now, before I get this video started, I have a little gift for you guys. If you go into the description below, find the link. I'm giving away a free copy of my new book, Attract and Convert, the business guide for freelance marketers. It's absolutely free. You can download it right now. It gives you a 4-step process for managing and operating your world as a freelancer. Just my documented experiences, things that work really well for me, pricing, process, it's all in there. So go check it out. But today's video is a cool one. It's actually a clip from one of my recent collective calls, which are a private call I host on Tuesday nights, part of the Rich and Niche Collective. But tonight I want to share this video with you because I think it's very impactful and I think it's very useful for a challenging economic time as we're in right now. So in this video, I give out all the things I've started and stopped doing since this happened. Really almost 60 days. I've been watching this since January, so I've been taking a lot of action. A couple of my top concepts, mottos for life, and then 7 things that you can do to come out of this situation as a winner. The fact is, sadly, there's going to be winners and losers who come out of this situation, and I want my audience to do the best they can to position themselves for success, even in challenging times. It is possible. So take a look at this video. It is a bit longer, but I think you'll find it's very valuable. All right? Thanks, guys, for checking it out. Thanks, everyone, for being here. This is Collective Call 017, my revised 2020 strategy from digital marketing perspective, from brand building perspective, from community member perspective, from live streamer perspective. Like, what have I decided to kind of get rid of? What have I decided to increase? So we're going to go through that and just my tips coming out of it, what I think is going to be really useful. So since January, right after we launched the big launch for the funnels course, this thing really started picking up in the news, at least in the alternative world. It was much more of a niche media thing. And so since then, I've been taking different actions. A lot of possibilities could have played out. So some things are just natural strategic decisions. So I think one thing to start off really well is consolidate and dedicate. Do less, be more focused. It's not the time to be frivolous. It's not the time to be extra. It's the time to get rid of the projects that aren't serving you. Be honest with people. Don't take on work that's not helping you survive and thrive right now. If it's pulling you down in any way, you got to be really careful. Dedicate yourself to what it is you do choose. Go harder than ever. That's definitely been my motto here, okay? So I chopped off a bunch of kind of pro bono related things. I chopped off hey, less communication. Let's remove these meetings. I've canceled more meetings than ever in the last month with people that, we have meetings going on, but it's hey, now is not the time to just shoot the shit. Let's either we're progressing or let's just keep focused on whatever we're doing. Okay, number 2, less work, more strategic thinking, and developing assets. So for me, this means trying to do as little of the client work and the tedious and the things you don't like, whatever way that is, whether you're outsourcing more, using capital to do that, whether you're changing, the campaign style with your client, whether you're just shifting priorities, and take this time to do more strategic thinking, because it is so critical right now that you come up with a plan that is aligned with multiple outplays. This can go a lot of different ways. This can come down in 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 18 months, 6 years. You really have to kind of play them all out in your mind. And are you really being serious about what you're doing? And are you valuing the key priorities in life right now? Okay. And then developing assets, things that can start churning in money slowly but surely. You've got to be planting some seeds in some way. If you don't even know what I'm talking about, post up in the chat, say, I want to learn about developing digital assets. I want to find out more about this, because you really have to understand, what can you do? And one of the great places where I'm giving a lot of information regarding this right now is Twitch. So every day At 2 p.m., I've been live streaming for about 90 minutes to 2.5 hours. It's basically teaching people remote capable money making income skills, and of course developing like a little course or PDFs or guides, tools. We're going over a lot of that right now. Improving my knowledge bases using Notion. If you're not using Notion yet, your mind is getting out of control. There's too many things to organize. You must have a system and a place to keep everything. And so far, Notion is the best knowledge base tool that I found. And you can also learn from me doing that at 2 p.m. on Twitch as well, because everything I'm doing over there is in a knowledge base, and everything is sort of in a library. In fact, I want to actually just bring it up really quick. This is what we've been creating over on Twitch. Rich knowledge base, remote income, collective hustle. It's called the Go Remote series. We've been tracking information and categorizing it for how to make your first dollar online, how to make your first 100, and all the way up to how to make 800 a day. We're going to fill this library out completely. The goal for everyone is always $100 a day. I've said it before, $100 a day is the same as having 500K in the bank making 7%, okay? So it's great to make this mark, and I will do my damn best to help you do that. But you got to come over to the Twitch stream to get that information, because that's where we're doing it. This is about giving, and so I'm making myself more available. We've also built out the Freedom Formula, the first one, where you become a content creator, make money, and we've outlined some dramatic steps on how to effectively make it through this process. So if you come over there, I will go through these and I will answer questions and I will discuss them. I've created a secret area, and this is what you might want to know about. We have a Patreon going. I'm trying to empower more workers, more teammates, more members of the collective. We need capital. And so you can get access to this board. So it's basically a super course, just $25 a month. Pretty awesome. The money goes into supporting the people that are building out the stream with me. Patreon.com/richandniche. Get all this information. Get what I put in the secret area. Talk about the tech stack, quotes of the week. This is going to be incredible because we're going to do this for at least 60 days. And I want more of you to have this. It's just really valuable right now. And it will be even more valuable in short time. So that's what I've been doing in building out a knowledge base for public use. I mean, now's the time people need clear information more than ever. Like, there's so many people right now who are like, I kind of wish I did this and I should have done this, and they still don't even have a clear path. So we need to be really clear on the information we share, and we got to get away from sharing headlines and news and sharing more documented thought processes so people actually believe it. Okay? Creating lead magnets. I put out the Digital Marketing Consultants Blueprint late December, and now I'll be putting out a book very, very shortly, and it's going to be free. It's just meant to gather emails and tell more people things I know, and anybody here can create a checklist, a guide about any topic you're passionate about, share it in the right places, and you can then find out who's interested in what you wrote, and you can do a lot with that. Okay, it's just, if you have spare time, please try and create something that you can give away right now and just say, hey, give me your email and I'll send it. And you can manually put them in. And when it's too annoying to manually do it, that's when you get a landing page. Okay, live stream more. Now is the best time to live stream because more than ever, people are having nothing to do. It's incredible how little there is to do. Like, you can only watch so much Netflix. You can only play so many video games. You can only work so much. So now there's more attention on the platforms such as Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. These are great places to live stream. What I recommend is you have an intention and a mission with your live stream, and just keep seeking that mission and let people who want to join it be a part of that mission. Increase your group Zoom calls. Okay, so having more group Zoom calls. You could even start doing some hosting your own call within the collective. I don't have to be there. You can say, hey, I want to do a call for anyone who wants to do graphic design. I want to talk about Facebook ads. I'm going to take this on and I'm hosting a little call. If you guys want to come, run it by me. I'll help you promote it if I think that you truly are like putting your best effort. And hey, there's so much collaboration that needs to be done right now. So for everyone in this chat right now, start taking more calls, start hosting more calls, okay? Finding the right way to get your voice on Instagram and, make it clear that you're here to help and that you care about your community and maybe what your values are right now, because, it's important to be able to gather with people who you trust. And, by sharing your voice a little bit stronger, I'm just saying like 1 or 2 decibels more, you might just attract someone that you didn't realize. And it starts with you speaking. Like, it doesn't start with them. Like, when I put stories out, people reply and say interesting things that I had no idea they were going to say or that I expect. And you don't even do it with expectation. Just a little bit more. I'm not even good. I'm not a good example of Instagram, but I'm trying to do a bit more just to stay connected with people, know that I'm alive. If they need help, they can reach me. I think it's a worthy time, even though that kind of seems backwards a little bit. I'm not saying go on more. I'm not saying consume more, and we'll get to that. But amplifying your voice just ever so, even just so people notice that you've picked it up a little bit, would get the job done. Subscription models are really important right now, however you can do them, because what they do is they give people confidence that you're going to keep showing up and you're going to keep getting paid. It's like a nice way to build money, even at the $5 mark. You saw me just to show my Patreon screen. Hey, at $5, like, what is it worth to you if I'm doing all this work, right? I streamed like 14 or 16 hours last week. It's a decent commitment, okay? $50 for that time. It's not a lot, but it'll be maybe another 50 next month. And then what if it's 150 the next month? It's a snowball, and you've got to give it more thought. I'm not saying rush into something. I'm not saying start a business necessarily. But, don't be afraid to say, hey, this is a monthly subscription I'm doing, and if you like it, because in the next 3 to 6 weeks, and even in the coming months, people will need all sorts of different things. My wife just met up with like an egg farmer at some like location to get the eggs. And like, I'm sure we could get on a subscription model, and she should just be like, hey, do you want, 20 eggs every 2 weeks? Here's what we'll do. And I just think that right now, it's a good way to speak that language, okay? And at the same time of all this, and I put this last because it's the hardest, force yourself to get offline, because I've been in times where I've been really bored, and I know how like you can end up going through like 4 or 5 social platforms and constantly refreshing. I've been there. I feel like I'm trying to force myself off, like very, disciplined. And then when I'm on, work focused, super focused, but still, if you're not getting offline, you're going to go crazy and you're going to get like all sorts of problems. Okay. So be very careful about being on all day. A lot of people just starting to work from home. They don't know that like you have to do something when you're done, and it's a complete difference. You got to get away from the computer. You can't sit there anymore. You got to go in front of a different wall. You got to do different things, and it signals, okay, I'm off for the day and I have to begin my decompression. Okay, this is a human practice for good health. You can ignore it if you want, but not my recommendation. Okay, few concepts. Integrate and iterate. Okay, this is like really my motto. Okay, integrate and iterate. I just showed you how I integrated so many things like knowledge boards and Twitch and live streaming and my time and commitment. Integrating things is far better than motivating and trying to motivate yourself, because you won't always feel like getting up. But if you can put someone else on the other side, you're just giving yourself such an advantage to making sure you show up. Just knowing that like 3 to 5 people would come to the Twitch stream, which I kind of validated with them before I started it. It's like, that's a lot of reason to show up exactly at 2 p.m. every single day without fail and build it into your schedule. If it's just you going to go make content, it can be really tough. So either maybe do a partner content show, maybe do a podcast with someone, some way that you're going to show up because someone else there. So you're integrating your things in your life. You're not motivating, you're integrating. And then iterating, it's like it's never done. It's never perfect. It's constantly evolving. And that is the way for everything and anything digital. Okay, because ever since we went from film to digital with the camera, you can keep taking more shots. It doesn't hurt. And so the same applies for digital funnels, content. You just keep improving it. This is a motto for life, okay? Creating versus distributing, okay? So I realized some things over the last few weeks there's a lot of people who love creating and they're good at creating, but they realize that in the social world, you want to distribute that on a platform like Instagram, or you want to distribute that on a platform like YouTube. And so you start combining the two concepts, and then you attribute your love and joy for creating too much into the distributing. Okay, you really have to separate these two activities and understand how to be effective in them. If every time you create, you're already thinking about the end game, the likes, the follows, the comments, the whatever, you're gonna be like stifling your creativity. Okay, creativity must flow. It cannot be just sort of mechanical every single time, and you cannot pander to other people's desires in a true creative state. So making sure that you don't get overwhelmed by the fears created by modern distribution and social media, which is common in most people. You know, they're scared to put out content, especially when they go outside of their persona. You know, there's like the first time they have to talk about their business, the first time they have to talk about their new side hustle. It's like, ooh, scary, right? So one of the ways I like people to think about this is create a lot, like way more than you are right now, like 5x your creation. So take 5 times more photos, write 5 times more blog posts, write 5 times more captions, but only distribute your favorite 20 to 40%. Really helping yourself cull down like what's awesome. It's easy to get in the rhythm of like, okay, I'll just publish whatever, I'll just put out, you know, and then it comes, well, it didn't do as well, and so now I don't really want to create because I'm feeling a little off. That's the dangerous cycle that you get in, that one distribution negativity creates a negative flow in creativity when they're two different things. You could be the most amazing creator and you're just not that strong in distribution. You don't love self-promotion. You don't like posting a lot per day. Okay, so I'm just warning you not to let the fears of distribution cripple the entire creative process, and you defeat it by only giving yourself you permit yourself to not have to distribute it all, which recreates the endless flow of mistakes and honesty and authenticity and depth. If you want something new and creative, you got to do something no one's seen before. And if you're trying to recreate the likes and the follows, you're repeating it. And so that becomes very mechanical. But if you're a creative person, I warn you, make sure that you have a distribution plan that doesn't reverberate back into your psyche about what a kind of creator you are. You can't let social media define what you create. It's only an avenue to share what you think is valuable to others and potentially create a transaction or a connection. So just create, and then, you know, think about which one you like. It's amazing to have a pool of stuff to decide on and pull from. So give that a shot. Get out of your own way. Same thing, same concept. Okay? Just get out of your own way. You are good enough. You are interesting. And even if you're not perfect, even if you're not interesting, well, you got to go through it and become interesting and find out what that means. You can't just keep, you know, saying, well, maybe next time, or maybe I'll try this, or I can't decide, and, you know, getting in your own way, essentially. I mean, energy is meant to flow. And if you feel there's some blockages, go in, identify them, deal with it. It's not going to go away by itself. And that's why we use fear as a guide. It's always an indicator of what you need to do next. Okay. 7 ways to come out of as a winner during this time. There's going to be winners and losers, my friends. I didn't make that up. So you have to decide, are you going to do the things of the winners, or are you going to do the things of the losers? And I didn't make that up. I'm sorry that I'm calling people winners and losers. It's just, I didn't make it up, okay? HOFI. That's the new acronym you need. Help others find income. You need to piece people together in ways that you've never thought of before. Don't be afraid. Offer avenues. Connect people. I think I know someone. Reach out. Connect about income. Connect about how are you dealing with it. It's got to be a conversation. I mean, people can pretend like it's not real and we can just stop asking each other how we're doing, but that would be kind of non-value driven, but might be safe. I think if you're someone who can help others find income through digital strategy, asset creation, networking and connecting, you're going to get a lot of favor and you're going to attract a lot of people into your life. And that comes nicely with amplifying your Instagram voice, being a friendly face, trying to support. This isn't the be all end all, but I'm going to try and figure out how to do it. You must develop the future oriented skills. You might need to drop some things you're doing. I'm sorry. I will. I've dropped some things that I'm interested in, and I've gone into what is absolutely needed in the next 2 to 4 years and a little of less of what's not. I mean, when you go through recessions, I'll tell you what's not as critical: branding. What's more critical is getting the word out and having presence and wide traffic routes. Branding would be a nice to have. And so if you're great at branding as default, if you have a visual aesthetic eye, you're in a great shape. But just make sure you're developing the skills that are really critical, really going to help you. Selling. Selling is always critical. It never goes away. Verbal selling, DM selling, copy selling, website selling. You're going to have to figure some of these out. Okay? Stop complaining. This should be number 1. We all are fucked up right now. I just went down, couldn't get any water from this water source that I normally get some water from. It's like a public area. They shut it down. I was pissed. It's like, damn, man. We don't have any cases in my region, but whatever, right? Life goes on. I'm barely trying to complain wherever, and I'm slapping my own face if I do complain. I mean, it's just not going to take you where you want to go right now. It's a tough one. A lot of problems, but got to focus on what you can do. Build and lead. Trademarked. A trusted tribe. Okay? It's really important to create a tribe right now. Guess what? You're already in one. Great. Become a leader, okay? I'm not holding anyone back. I've not said anything about anyone. If you want to post a shitload in the collective and you think you're helping, be a leader, okay? If you don't want to do it here within, you go elsewhere, start your own, no problem. But build and lead, okay? Very important that you don't just build. Too many people just build, okay? And what they build, they don't even do it. That's dumb. Build, do it, lead them, okay? Can be anything. Can be health, can be wealth, can be relationships. Sub-niche that, okay? Go down into what you're good at. But build and lead, it's a great way to think about it, in my opinion. Be humble. Oh my God, this is so critical to be humble right now, because you might need to pivot and reposition your offer. You might need to take an L. You might have to take a few steps back. You might have to drop that one offer that you thought was going to be hot this year. I'm sorry, I'm doing it too. I'm probably lowering my prices too. I'm probably pivoting away from certain ideas, and it starts with being humble, not, no, I gotta keep it as is, like 100%. Are you sure? Are you sure? Just an example, one of my clients, he's got a $250 product right now, and he recently dropped it down to $99 during this time. Lot more sales. Price point matters right now, guys. And that's also why it's good to have lead magnets, because you can soften the blow and you can work them in, and lead magnets is a softer way to sell, and you don't just go in for the big kill right off the bat, okay? Spend equal or more time in production as consumption. Goes without saying, but it's one of the most hardest things to do. So it doesn't mean that, you read 4 posts, you got to create 4 posts. It may take you time, 1 hour to make 1 post, 1 video, 1 article, 1 checklist. Well, that's the same as 1 hour consuming 80 posts, whatever you do. I mean, I've already set my Instagram to 20 minutes max. Yes, I go over sometimes when I'm communicating with people, but it's always hitting me every day. Get off, 20 minutes, that's enough, And it's like onto the stream, onto the group calls, into the lead magnets, writing my book, making my audio book. Publish. This is the time. If you've got time and you don't have money, you must publish. Okay, if you've got money and you don't have time, it's different. You can purchase traffic. You can go different ways. But if you've got time and you don't have money, which is most of my 20s, I was doing a lot of different things. I was playing poker. A lot of you guys know that. Doing a lot of different stuff. I had a lot of time still. I started publishing, okay, because I had time. Keep going, publish. Before you know it, you've got assets, you've got case studies, you've got examples. Every time you publish, you're paying yourself. Every time you read something, you just subtracted from your bank. You don't see it, but that time is gone. And since you didn't publish, you did lose something. So you must switch the mindset. And it works, I'm telling you. You publish, you'll thank yourself later. It never fails. 100%. Get a client. Okay, this is a tough one. One of the toughest. Everyone wants to be paid monthly by their client for you to click some buttons online, make a funnel, write some copy. This is button clicking for money, okay? But you're an expert at it. You're awesome at it. And you know the fastest way and the right buttons and the right letters and the right colors. Good. How are you going to get a client? We're going to expand on this one. Okay. I'm just going to rip these all out. These are the people you can think about right now. Okay, you're not going to get a lot of international clients right now unless you were already nurturing them. I've starred friends and family because they're questionable, but those can often be pro bono practice. Not ready for a client? Okay, take on your friend, take on your family. Say, hey, I'm going to work on your WordPress website for you. Hey, I'll help you fix up your Instagram account. Hey, I want to do some copywriting improvements for your website. Give me a chance. Okay, a lot of you could be doing this and it wouldn't really hurt. Okay, give you some experience. Neighbors, they got to know what you do. That's always a unique network aspect, neighbors. Local business, they're going to need survival help soon enough. How can you help them transition into the virtual world? How can you help them start making content? Be their content coach, their content guide. Community board, you can try it. You can go put up a poster right now that says, do you need help transitioning to digital? Call me, email me. I'm thinking about doing it myself just to show you guys. I think that's an easy one. Just like there will be people like, okay, when the news is no longer useful, meaning, okay, great, national is like this, but what's happening in my community? Little boards become very unique places to send important messages. Make sure you do a little pull off tab, okay? Ask for referrals. Okay, I like the method where you call up a friend or you text your friend. Let's say I text Tom and it's like, hey, Tom, do you know anybody who could potentially use a digital marketer remotely right now? Could be a lawyer, dentist, doctor, could be online, could be e-commerce. Like, do they need help? I'm willing to work pretty hard right now and I'm trying to hustle, so probably be a fair rate. Can you think of anyone? Yes, I can think of someone. I can think of Kevin. Kevin needs support. Why don't we give him a call? And you say, hey, how about you call him? Tell him I'm going to call him right after. You prompt him. You can even text him. But as soon as you've talked with him, let me know, and then I'll go reach out. Get that warm call. Now you're not on a cold call. Now you're on a warm call. And, Kevin's going to listen. He's going to say, what can you do for me, man? Like, if Tom's putting you through, what can you do for me? Tell them what you can do. Tell them your value proposition, okay? And you can also help an influencer and you can win work, okay? Influencers are going to be, they're going to be hustling right now. They're going to still be able to make money. They're very future-proof right now. They're doing digital content. They have digital offers. They have audiences already. They're more stable right now. When anyone who's brick and mortar, they're less stable right now, right? They're maybe doing delivery stuff. Maybe they're closed. The rent, it depends on if they're going to be able to defer rents or whatnot. So you may want to go digital. I always say, reach out to your fourth or your second favorite influencer, not your favorite one. They might reject you because they're too big, but your fourth top influencer that you think could get value from your blog posts or your Instagram posts or your copywriting or your editing. They're out there. And if you have a fair price, they will definitely hear you out, and look for ways to mutually benefit. Because right now, I don't know per se how digital is going to play out, but I can't imagine it becomes too much worse unless the internet turns off for some reason. I imagine it's going to be good to have digital clout, digital relationships, connections. So that's pretty much all I got to say tonight. Got a free gift for you guys. If you really want to get a client, well, my new book is now available. Attract and Convert, the business basics for freelance marketers. Head on over to www.richnishaacademy.com/book and you can get it for free. It is in PDF form. I polled you guys a few weeks ago and you said you wanted the free PDF, so here it is. I'm not holding back. You can buy an audio version, for $5 if you want. But get the PDF, check it out. Hope you guys enjoy it. And it really lays out my 4-step process for moving clients through your personal sales funnel, from attracting them to converting them through your discovery calls and your sales process, to delivering your work, specifically what's right for you, and then collecting payments. So, gift for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. It's an easy read. You can finish it in under an hour and 30 minutes. And I think that's all I have for today. So I'll take a few questions. And yeah, wow, lots of people in here. Good to see everyone. Echo, what's up? Daniel, how's it going? Jasmine, good to see you. And thank you, everyone, for showing up again and making this tribe really powerful and committed and engaged. I think it's just fantastic what we've accomplished. And I look forward to seeing how we come out of this near term as strong as possible. And